Hello, my friends. Hello to you all. Welcome into the Eric St. Show Patreon bonus. No, that's not correct. That's not correct at all. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm talking about it's the Patreon bonus, but it's not the Patreon bonus. Man, my camera's all wonky. That's okay. That's okay. We'll still get through this together. I think I can make it. So glad you are here. Bob was just listening to the radio show that I just finished up on Q100. And I ended the show with Rob Zombie covering Grand Funk Railroad's We're American Band. It's a fantastic song. Some of the older folks, though, don't like it. You know, you get people in that crowd listening to that radio station that are 75 years old that were like 25 when that song was made popular. So they're like, I hate that shit. It's like, disagree. Breathe new life into the song. My God. I think that's fantastic when you can take an old song that alone rocks and just kind of throw it on its ear a little bit and do something a little bit different, even though the arrangement of that song wasn't a whole lot different. It was maybe a little bit more intense, but I freaking loved it. The Grand Funk Railroad version is heavy as shit. We're an American Band. I'll never forget it. When I was a kid growing up, we had like 45s. Some of you know what a 45 is. Some of you that are listening probably don't even know what a 45 is. It's a small record. It's a single. And I had my Grand Funk singles that my brother handed down to me. That's how, when all of my friends growing up in the city of Warren were listening to like Duran Duran and Flock of Seagulls, I was listening to Kiss and Boston and Jay Giles Band and the Beatles and Led Zeppelin. This is like 1982, 83, 84, 85, 86. Oh my God, fuck that shit. All right. Thanks for being here, folks. We have the type of show where it's Act 1 and Act 2. Because sandwiched in between the acts, I have the historic radio staff meeting that I am part of. As you know, I'm a radio guy now and a podcaster. Bulls on Parade 91 says that I should play the Rob Zombie song on the radio called Pussy Liquor. With liquor is Liquor. Pussy Liquor. Hey, everybody, that's Pussy Liquor from Rob Zombie. I don't think I'm going to play Pussy Liquor on the radio. My God, it's bad enough that the folks at Q100 got buyer's remorse 1 second after I started working there with that phone call that said, hey, will you take down the sign advertising Q100 in the background? And I'm like, what? What the fuck's going on? Well, you said cock. Actual quote. I go, whoa. All right. And so what? Yeah, you just got to take the sign down. So then I 1 and 1 make 2. I go, you've never heard the podcast before, have you? No, not even once. I'm like, I'm kind of glad you didn't, because I don't know if you would have hired me. It's fine. Just take down the sign. All right. No problem. I can do that. I was butthurt for a minute, and then they said, don't even worry about it. No, it's totally cool. So, yeah. Act 1, Act 2 today. Over the weekend, the Tom Brady roast went down. I think that actually televised last night. They did it on Netflix. And by all accounts, it was an absolute smash. You can watch it on Netflix. I think they might have done it live on Netflix. I don't know. I'm always the last one to find out. I may have read that somewhere. But oh my God, it was from what I was reading. The jokes were just scathing and biting. What is the chick's name? God damn it, blonde chick, hilarious. Nikki Glazer. I guess she was on fire in that thing. Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, Tony Hinchcliffe, Sam Jay, Randy Moss, Julian Edelman, Drew Bledsoe, Rob Gronkowski. Jeffrey Ross, who's one of the better roasters you'll ever find, he made a joke about Robert Kraft. And I guess it was a problem. Like Brady had a problem with the joke. All right, let's get to it. And it wasn't even that great of a joke. This is someone held a phone up to the TV, so excuse me for the audio being so thin.
Said, "I'm the best decision your organization has ever made."
I guess that's Tom. Tom talking to Robert Kraft, the owner. I'm the best decision your organization ever made. Or Robert Kraft saying, Tom, you're the best decision our organization ever made.
Said, "I'm the best decision your organization has ever made." Would you like a massage?
Okay, so they're referencing when Robert Kraft got a hand job at that Asian spa on Super Bowl weekend or whatever the fuck it was. So that happens, and then watch Brady.
I love Robert Kraft. I love that shit again. Okay.
Brady leans in and says, "Don't tell that shit again."
I love Robert Kraft. I love that shit again. Okay.
Or don't say that shit again. Oh my God.
Kraft. I love that shit again. Okay.
What? Wait a minute. How the fuck is that too far? I mean, that's pretty much par for the course of any roast. I think that was, in case you missed it, because it was super quiet, I understand. Jeffrey Ross referenced Robert Kraft getting a massage. Brady leans in and says, "Don't say that shit again." Oh, no. That's kind of a bunch of bullshit if you ask me. There was all sorts of jokes about Brady and Gisele Bündchen, and he didn't seem to respond that way at all. It's like everything was fair game. Ross is the roast master general. It says Ross came on stage to roast Brady, and one particular joke seemingly ticked off Tom Brady. And it was that one right there. Ross is talking about how Brady was selected by the New England Patriots, 6th round of the NFL draft. So Tom became a Patriot, moved up to New England, and on the first day of training camp, that scrawny rookie famously walked into the owner, Robert Kraft's office and said, "I'm the best decision your organization has ever made. Would you like a massage?" Wow. My God. This was all because of Kraft and others charged with solicitation as part of an anti-sex trafficking investigation into several Florida massage parlors. Prosecutors ultimately dropped a misdemeanor charge against the Patriots owner after courts blocked the use of a video from secret cameras installed. So they were going to show the video of him getting a hand job. You see, this is what money will get you. And you have that much money, you can make that go away. And that's what Robert Kraft did. I think that's weak as shit that Tom Brady would get butthurt about that joke. I mean, all the other jokes that were made about his marriage and the mother of his children. Oh yeah, you can let all those go, but you can't say a word about Robert Kraft. Fuck that shit. He made his bed. He lays in it. You can't say that shit again. I don't like that at all. And I'm a Tom Brady fan. That's kind of a bitch move in my opinion. Molly says Tom Brady has the face that I could hand and not feel remorse. I'm not sure that I know what you mean there. Maybe rephrase that. Maureen says, after all the jokes about his divorce and Giselle, and that's what makes him mad? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Isn't that ridiculous? Molly meant to say, face I could backhand. So she could hit him. Cole says, I'm pretty sure it was a blow job, not a handy. Oh, whatever. I think it was a massage. But it doesn't really matter at this point. His penis was manipulated until it blasted his old man goo. Tyler says, anything is fair game in a roast. The only thing that could have stood out to me is if before the roast, Tom Brady said, you are not allowed to make fun of Robert Kraft. Okay, that, and then once he did it, which is ridiculous. If I'm running the roast, let's say I'm Jeffrey Ross. So easy. One thing you cannot make a joke about is Jeffrey Ross. Or, damn it, Jesus, I'm an idiot. Is Robert Kraft. I'd say, okay, no problem. And then the first joke would be about Robert Kraft. That is the quickest way to move to the front of the line, is reveal the one that you can't joke about. At least that's how I would do it. Well, thank you for the tip. And then you capitalize. Let's see. Don't call him out for paying for prostitution. Tom Brady, asshole of the day. Yeah, if you think about it, people who go to facilities like that where people are trafficked and basically in servitude for sex, that sounds like one of the most heinous things that could possibly happen. And you're facilitating that by going in there. And somehow he gets away with it without anything happening to him. I imagine Kraft, in my hopes and dreams, Kraft is sitting there at that roast. And like he's next to significant other. I have no idea if he's married with someone or what. But, I mean, that would be fantastic. Tyler says after Tom Brady said, don't joke about that shit again, that he wishes Jeffrey Ross would have turned to him and said, or what? What are you going to do? You going to hit me? Big deal. You're bigger than me. You're stronger than me. You're Tom Brady. You're gonna hit me right here? Like fucking Will Smith? Is that what you're going to do? Cole adds, don't forget when Kraft paid that murderer to catch touchdowns. Well, that's kind of a stretch. I don't think it was, hey, I know you murdered someone. Take this money. I am currently on day 5 of my and final day of prednisone, a steroid for this shoulder, back, whatever the fuck it is. Pinched nerve in my neck. That's, I think, technically what's going on there. This stuff works wonders. But I'm concerned because I'm just about done taking it. Well, I am done taking it. I took the last 2 pills this morning. And so now we're going to have to wait and see what happens. As the medicine leaves my system, how badly will these symptoms of this pinched nerve start to reemerge? And then once they start to reemerge and I still start to bitch about it, or when I start to bitch about it, I will then hear from all these scumbags who love chiropractors saying, easy, you need a chiropractor. You're an idiot for not going to a chiropractor. It's like, yeah, I'm an idiot because I'm listening to my physician. How does that make me an idiot, moron? At no point did my physician say, easy, I want you to start treatment with a chiropractor. I know what you're all saying. You're all like, oh, you're all conspiracy theorists. Like, oh, yeah, it's all big pharma and big med. They're just trying to take your money easy. Yeah, not everything's a goddamn conspiracy theory. David writes, your pain will be back in a few days. Pills are a temporary solution. That's weird because that's not at all what my physician said. And as far as I know, David in Hudsonville does not have the acumen to tell me what's going to happen. Who do I trust? David in Hudsonville or Dr. Byers? I wonder. Joe Martinez says because they are quacks. Are you telling me chiropractors are quacks, or are you telling me physicians are quacks? Tyler says, chiropractors, quote, all you have to do is come in 3 times a week for the rest of your life and you'll be fine. I love how all you chiropractor enthusiasts are all like, yep, I've determined I need a chiropractor. And you just roll the dice and go. My God. Joe Martinez says doctors are idiots. Oh, God. Are you telling me you haven't been to a doctor? Do you not go yearly to get like a physical? Jesus. I hope that that's not the case. You should go to the doctor at least once a year, Joe Martinez, to get your blood work checked and, just get the kind of like, this is really weird. A guy who would tell everybody to get their AC unit checked to keep it so that it lives a long life won't go to a doctor. That might be one of the biggest contradictions I've ever heard in my life. Nice credibility, dumb fuck. What a moron. The steroid, what it does to me, though, I've noticed, is you pack on the pounds. I've eaten very little, and I'm gaining weight. I don't know what type of weight it is, but I think I have a higher ability to pack fat on because I feel swollen up, and I can't stop drinking water. I'm so goddamn thirsty all the time, and I looked it up. Side effects of, what the hell is that? Did I say this was called again? This steroid I'm on. Prednisone. One of the side effects is extreme thirst. So right now it feels like my mouth is drier than Hurricane Ashley's twat. Joe Martinez says, you're the moron. Now I'll have David break your AC. Is he coming over today? Is today the day for that? I don't even have my phone. What time is he supposed to be here, Joe? Is it you said it was today, right? Is it today? I forget. Anyway, I feel like kind of a slug. My tits are extra large. My God. Yesterday was our day for family picks. Queen of the Forest. Actually, Jacqueline set it all up. Okay, so you got all of us getting ready for the family photo. The family photo, we hired this photographer, and she's like, I've got just a spot. And I'm thinking, old red barn, meadow with wildflowers, river, one of the Great Lakes, pretty swamp. I don't know if there's such a thing as a pretty swamp, but you get the idea. And I was a little bit confused because we pulled up to a gravel pit or a gravel yard. So as we are walking into the facility, this is a business, and there's a gate and these giant 10-story high piles of gravel. And it says, monitored 24 hours, no trespassing. So I stopped. I said, hold up. Are you sure we can go in here? Oh, yeah, do it all the time. I go, yeah, I know. But I've been on the receiving end of a no trespassing incident before. And especially around here, if you trespass in an area where it says no trespassing, that's about as bad as like mutilating a puppy in the town square. Everybody hates you. Trespassers are as bad as murderers around here. I think that might be everywhere. This is a business. So it's right on this, right on the edge of Lake Michigan. So this is an area called Lake Macatawa, which feeds right into Lake Michigan. And these barges show up, and they put gravel on the fucking thing, and they take it out, and they move it to other parts of the lake, or they pull out of the trucks, or the barges come in and drop off more gravel. It's really fucking weird. She's like, I'm telling you, it's all good. We're going to get some fantastic images in front of piles of gravel. Now, I will say this. She was right. They look fantastic. Tyler says, I know exactly what you're talking about. I got the urge to run up that pile of gravel, by the way. It was huge. There's a sign that says, stay off the gravel. Photographer, nice young lady. She goes, okay, you line up. You put Pooh Bear in your arm. And then so we're all like crowded around. She's getting ready to take the first picture, and she goes, uh-oh. And she can see it before we can see it because our backs are to the entrance. She goes, cops are here. And I'm like, I fucking told you. What the fuck? And they pull right up, and they're quick. And they stop, and the vehicle like skids to a halt. And the dude is just looking at us. And we're all turning looking at him. And then he puts it in reverse. He backs up. And he drives away. Now he's still on the property. But now we see the back of his car. And he's driven away from us. He puts it in park. We go, I think that means we're okay. And so we were a little freaked out like we were going to get busted for trespassing. And the thing is, I was this close to taking a pee. Because you know me, I got to pee like every 20 seconds. And can you imagine if the cop pulled up right when I was taking a pee? Oh my, I'd have been a sex offender for life. Oh my God. Well, we got about 2/3 of the way done. And then cop then backs out of that spot and frickin' leaves. Just left. Didn't even say a word to us. But for a while, we're thinking, oh, shit, we're dead. This is it. Madison, see, we're in transition. This is, we get the pictures taken, and then we got to help Madison move. Madison's moving out of college house to this house for 2.5 weeks, and then moving back into another college house for more drinking and whatever. She's moving in with a friend. Well, this is unbelievable. There was, when they signed this lease a year ago, it was Madison and another chick. Let's just call her Stella, and 2 other girls. Well, Stella's kind of a problem child. And Stella went ahead and slashed the neighbor's tires. Some crazy shit, some boy or something like that. And everybody knew that it was Stella who did it. Well, they ratted her out. And so Stella found out that they ratted her out. And then Stella's like, you guys got to move out of the house. And Maddie and roommates said, no, go fuck yourself. We're not moving out. So now Stella and Maddie and the rest of the crew are going to live together. And I'm like, yes, this is going to be good. I am excited about this. So 2.5 weeks here at the house. Like right now, she's sleeping. She went to bed probably at like 4 a.m. She'll wake up at 2 p.m. That's the way college students roll. Isn't that funny, though? The second that they leave college, they start to like, they get like a big girl job. They start to become normal, productive people in society. Basically, when you're in college, you're kind of just, hoping to get through your education. You're relying 100% on your parents. You have a job just just to get you gas money. My God. Like I walk into her house yesterday to help her move. And she goes, "Oh, did you see this?" And she hands me a bill. I go, "What the?" And she had, I don't know what the fuck happened. She was doing something out of state, and she felt terrible, so she took herself to the emergency room. And this is like out of network, and so it's a big bill. And she gives me a bill, and it's for $800. I go, okay. She goes, I can you take care of this? I go, well, yeah, but you have to call, and there's all sorts of steps that we have to take, but you have to do it. But yes, of course I'll help you. Because otherwise she'd be destitute. These are all things, again, that I'm hoping and praying for will have it so that when I become elderly and feeble, these people will take care of me and not put me in a home. All right? I just don't want to be lonely. You have to. I just wish that kids would reciprocate what we do for them. And I don't think they always do. I think sometimes kids will put their parents into a home. Like, what a shit show that is. I've been saying to my mom, or I'm sorry, to my stepmother and my dad, I was like, you guys should come live with us. You should come live with us. I don't think they will because they're really hard-headed. They're always like, I don't want to. It's the same thing I say to Wally, my late mother's husband. I go, you need to move in with someone. You have 3 kids. Move in with one of your kids. Oh, I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to be a burden. It's like, how is it you have that attitude? You're not. You're not. And even if you are, who gives a shit? You raised those people from a very young age. It's supposed to work out where they take care of you. You did it early on. You took care of them, which was much more of an undertaking than it is for the elderly. Come on now. Joe Martinez, still 5 stories behind, writes, with all those drugs you're taking, you'll be in a home. Try to keep up. We're talking about the next topic. And go get your fucking heart checked, you stupid loser. Megan says, what if you ended up with Wally and your dad and Joanne? Oh, that'd be awesome. I would love that. I would love that. I look forward to the day that I can bring more people into this home. We do well with this. Okay? We would put people downstairs. I'd put like a walkout of the basement so they could just come and go as they please. It'd be fantastic. We'd have 3 families living in here. I love it. That's why with that whole thing, Gretchen Whitmer says, hey, I want you to take in the refugees coming from Mexico or people that are seeking asylum. That's me. Come on in here. Bring them to me. I want that. All right. So where was I? Okay, so Madison is here. That's kind of burning on my brain. 2.5 weeks with us. I expect little help around the house. Cole says, just get an elevator. You already have a hot tub. Megan says, how do you feel about taking in a 13-year-old and sometimes his friends? Nothing wrong with him. He just eats all the food. Oh, I know it. It's ridiculous. My God. All right. So family pick went off without a hitch. After that, it was taco bar. We're good to go. The Griffins win yesterday. This is big for your old pal EZ. The Griffins win in Rockford in convincing fashion. 4-2. They win that series. They now move on to the division finals. They will take on either the Milwaukee Admirals or the Texas Stars. Milwaukee was a first-place team, but they're being shitty lately. Last month and a half of the year, not so good. Losing the first 2 games of the series to the Texas Stars. Game 3 of that series is in Milwaukee on Wednesday. If Milwaukee wins, that will extend it, and who knows when the Griffins will play. If Texas wins, I expect the Griffins to play sooner rather than later. Don't know when. If Texas does lose or if Milwaukee wins on Wednesday, the Griffins will not play this coming weekend. which means your old pal EZ is going to go back up north to work on refurbishing the outhouse. I'm now starting to get cocky in that endeavor, replacing pieces of wood, cutting wood with my saw, with my circular saw, which I had to literally get it out of the case and figure out how to attach the saw blade. And I was concerned that I was going to put it on backwards. I've had the thing for like 3 years, not even used it once. Had to go and read the instructions about how to put a saw blade on. Somehow managed to put a straight line on a piece of wood and cut it with that saw. And god damn it, did I feel like a man. So now I'm getting cocky. But my daughter said to me the other day, she goes, I hate it when you're doing work there. If you're doing anything with a saw, because if you get hurt, you're alone. I'm like, yeah, I know. But I mean, honestly, how bad could I possibly get hurt that I couldn't drive myself to the hospital? I don't know. Whatever. So, all right. That's a little bit of what's going on in my life. Love to hear from you about what's going on in your life. Mike Ball and a couple others of you sent me this story about yet another teacher, a female, doing something not so good with a student. Here are the details. First of all, let me just show you what she looks like. This is what everybody wants to know. Mike Ball says, lock her up. She kind of just looks like any woman. Plain Jane. That's a Wisconsin 4. That's a Grand Rapids 1. Tail of the tape. She is engaged. Police got access to text messages between the teacher. Her name's Madison Bergman. And a 5th grader. Just months before her wedding. Okay, so if you're 6 in first grade, that makes you 7 in second, 8 in third, 9 in fourth, 10 in fifth. This might be the most despicable one we've featured. This woman is 24. She had recently begun her career at Rivercrest Elementary School in Hudson, Minnesota. Mom of the 10-year-old intercepted after allegedly hearing a phone call between the 10-year-old and the teacher, Madison Bergman. The kid's parents discovered several text messages between him and the teacher, featuring conversations about inappropriate encounters that allegedly occurred in Bergman's classroom during lunch periods or after school. The accused pedophile allegedly wrote, I enjoyed you touching me and making out, according to charging documents viewed. Upon reading the disturbing messages, the boy's dad stormed into the school with printouts of the conversations in hand. God damn. A subsequent police investigation uncovered even more disgusting details, including a handwritten letter found in the teacher's backpack in which she allegedly wrote about making out and being in love with the child. Quote, one of my cousins is 10, and I can't imagine a man talking to her how we talk, Bergman wrote. So she wrote, yeah, my cousin is your age, and I just can't imagine talking. Oh, God. I know we have a special relationship, she continues, and I do love you more than anyone in the world, but I have to be the adult here and stop. Okay, so she was really mesmerized by the 10-year-old's crank and making out with him, but she does realize that she has to put the brakes on it. The disgraced teacher told investigators that she got the victim's phone number from his mother after she was invited on a ski trip to the somewhere with the family over winter break. Later on, she got engaged to her high school sweetheart. When police investigators asked about the text, Bergman invoked her right to an attorney. The teacher's been placed on administrative leave. And she was arrested on that day. Wow. Usual release from the school. We are shocked and disturbed by this news. Our greatest concern is for the Rivercrest school community and the children impacted. The teacher has been barred from contacting any students, parents, or staff within the district. The chick was set to be married in July, not quite 3 months after her arrest. She faces 1 count of first-degree child sexual assault and was released on a $25,000 signature bond. Wow. Jesus. That's got to be it, right? I mean, she's not going to get married. I mean, 10 years old. That kid probably doesn't even have any fuzz down there. God damn. Cole writes, her fiance must have a little pin if she needs a 10-year-old to give it to her. Maureen says, good Lord. Chris says sick bitch. Cole says she needs to be hotter. This one might be guilty. Tyler says definitely lock her up. Dave says asshole of the day. Donut Dan says what the heck? Our teacher's the new priests. I don't know, something about that age. That is, so a lot of times you'll hear about the 23-year-old teacher and the 17-year-old student who's about to turn 18 in a month and something going down. In those cases, it's a lot different, in my opinion. If you got a 10 or 11-year-old child, an elementary school age child, holy crap. I don't even think I was that old when I shared my first kiss with Tracy Urban. I remember we planned it out. Hey, we're going to kiss. All right. And it was at catechism. Religious education. I think I was in 7th or 8th grade. And we walked to a secluded spot and kissed for the first time. And I'll never forget, I went in so hard, we bashed teeth. It was like, oh no. I had no idea we were doing. We're still friends on Facebook. Though we don't talk about kissing each other. Tyler says 10 is pretty crazy, but this kid will be a legend among his peers for the rest of his school career. So what's going to happen now is the school is going to get sued. It happens all the time. Now, this is only great. I mean, it's still great, the amount of money that they're going to get. But if you're the 17-year-old dude who becomes a legend that way, and then, who was the one guy? What was his name? Ramsey Youssef? Mary Kay Letourneau? Ville Falau. Ramsey Youssef is the one who tried to blow up the Trade Center. Ville Falau. Same thing. Affair, Mary Kay. They ended up getting married. She's dead now. He got millions of dollars for that deal. Very, very strange story. Shocking to me. All right. Chicago cops are not going to discipline 9 officers who made an oath to extremist group, the Oath Keepers. The mayor of Chicago and Chicago PD Superintendent Larry Snelling had earlier vowed to get the department rid of officers listed on the anti-government group Oath Keepers rolls. But now they're turning around and saying, we can't prove it. This stood in stark contrast to the zero tolerance policy that they ended up putting out. Chicago police is a mess. In a joint investigation, Extremism in the Ranks, WBEZ, the Sun-Times, and the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project found 27 current and former Chicago cops whose names appeared in leaked Oath Keepers membership records. 9 remained on active duty, some with troubling disciplinary histories, according to public records. If you're in a police force in a city like Chicago, and there's all sorts of incidents of police brutality and violence, the last thing you want is the Oath Keepers. You got a perfect opportunity to clean that shit out. And they're like, we decided, no, we're not going to do that. The city of Chicago's inspector general had called on cops to keep the promise on Thursday. The Chicago inspector general, Deborah Witzberg, told WBEZ she would review all the work that the Chicago Police's Bureau of Internal Affairs had done in the cases of the individual officers who appeared on Oath Keepers membership rolls. The 9 active duty cops who appeared on the rolls are so-and-so, so-and-so. So it doesn't matter their names. But for some reason, they're letting it go. Unlike many other extremist groups, the Oath Keepers membership rules bar anyone advocating discrimination, violence, or hatred toward any person based upon their race, nationality, creed, or color. But some of the cops who appeared on the group's membership list have faced accusations by members of the public of racist profiling. One of the cops got a 3-day suspension after he replied to Inglewood community activist Deborah Payne's email request for charitable donations by telling her, "I have no desire to help inner city poor people." Well, I mean, who would, really? The guy was accused by black men of using racial slurs during traffic stops on 2 occasions, but denied it and was not disciplined. In one case, the cops accusers said the incident on the West Side in 2014 left him scared to be around white people like that, especially white cops. That's just great. Go to Chicago and 9 of the cops on their force are tied to the fucking Oath Keepers. Sounds like the former Zaniacs. They could be cops in Chicago. My God, that is ridiculous. Folks, as usual, I want to say thank you to the folks watching on Facebook, X, and YouTube. It's time for me to let you go, though. The full show is available on Twitch. Stitch is no more. On Twitch after 11:30 when I come back after the radio staff meeting for Act 2 of the Eric Zane Show podcast. So thank you so much. And join Patreon as well for 7 days. We got a Big Fraud Thursday coming up featuring Who Are These Free Beers and the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. It's going to be awesome. See you there Thursday. Sign up for free. Patreon.com/Eric Zane.